Greetings, Geechlings. Kitchen Prime here with another One Punch Man power-up video. Today we are tackling the One Punch Man himself, Saitama, aka Cape Baldy, B-Class, Rank 7 hero. Just like with all the power-up videos I do, I'm going to do equipment, and then like a super moves / general power-up segment, because it's not my hero. Can't do core evolution, but so be it. First up, we have a utility belt, but not just any normal utility belt. We have what I call the sub, aka the Saitama utility belt with coin purse, so that he is always prepared when there is a discount sale wherever he is. The functions very much like any normal utility belt, really. You know, Batman-centric in its ways of being prepared for generally any kind of thing may come his way. Like the coin purse that I mentioned before, like bug repellent or bug spray, you know, like that's probably what he wished he had when he fought that mosquito in his house trying to kill it. Shark repellent, like that could have been good against that shark monster we saw in 105, you know, something like that. Maybe have like a few snacks, you know, not always having to go out and eat. He can come prepared when he's out fighting monsters, or a first aid kit or something, you know, in case somebody gets hurt during a monster attack and he's like, oh no, you need a band-aid, $5. Because he's that kind of cheapskate. Next is, for the super moves power-up segment, is Secret Origins. Yes. Let me propose a thought. We know nothing of Saitama's parents, so how can we say they are his birth parents? How can we say Saitama is from this planet? So the thought I throw out to you is that he is doing the whole Kryptonian thing. You know, the Superman story. He came from a far-off planet. Be it doomed or not, who knows, you know. Author discretions there. But with that, it's like similar to Kryptonian biology, where like a certain like thing in their environment keeps them at like human levels of like ability, but when, you know, coming to Earth, things changed. It was the red and yellow suns respectively for Superman, but for Saitama it is his workout regiment. Basically, I'm proposing that his original, you know, home world where his species live, they don't work out. They're a bunch of nerds that don't know how to lift, bro. So he unlocked his species' hidden potential because he decided to become a hero and actually have a hobby. Something like that. It would kind of ruin some of the aspects of the series that like he's a normal person that just did this rather super ordinary workout and became a superhero. Beyond superhero, really. But anyway, moving on to the next one is nuclear power, or gamma power, really. Similar to Bruce Banner and the Hulk, respectively. See, Bruce Banner in like his original incarnation, he was bombarded at a nuclear testing facility. A bomb went off not far from where he was, and I think he was trying to save Betty Ross, if I'm correct. How she didn't get irradiated too, don't ask me, but, you know, comic books. But instead of, like, when Saitama becomes frustrated or whatever, you know, he becomes the Jolly Green Giant, I would think he would just either just change, or his skin tone will just change normally, or it may permanently be green. Who knows? Maybe he gains like an energy fluctuating aura about him. And you're probably wondering, how would this come about? You know? Um, a, a monster attack, say, City W, for instance, gets attacked. And, like, there are so many monsters. It's like 1,000 to 1. The heroes cannot do a thing. And then that's when, like, Metal Knight, for instance, because he would propose this idea. He's like, okay, okay, board of directors at the Heroes Association, it's time to act. It's time to pull out the nuclear option. And they'd be like, oh, no, we can't. It's like, it's the only way. Hits the button, the bomb starts dropping. Unbeknownst to anybody, Saitama was in said City W fighting the monsters. Because, you know, everyone had already evacuated, but he was still there, probably didn't, he was just like, I'll run into someone that's a challenge. And that's when he starts hearing the bomb. And he's like, what is that? And it's like, oh. And then, few days later, Saitama reemerges, you know, resumes his normal life, and he's green now. Also, kind of a funny way that he could either make money or save money is that he somehow can convert this into powering his apartment, or that he like goes into a nuclear reactor somewhere in one of the various cities, probably City Z, but City Z is kind of... Is it just his apartment that's only condemned? Or is it the whole city? I forget. But anyway, like, he goes to a nearby city, becomes like their nuclear power source, and like he can spend an hour there and, you know, power a city for God knows how long, you know. Something like that. That'd be kind of a funny thing that the series would do. Next up is time travel. If I've learned anything from Back to the Future, it is that with 1.21 gigawatts and hitting 88 miles per hour allows for time travel. Easy enough concept. Basically, it's like he harnesses the kinetic energy that he can easily generate while running. And, I mean, he would so easily hit 88 miles per hour. I mean, not even a thought on his part. I mean, you saw how he tried to chase down that damn mosquito in his apartment. He was zapping all about. So he's got the speed. So all he has to do is like internalize that kinetic energy that he's generating during the run. And then bam, 2 factors, time travel. How he would control it is a little guesstimation on his part. But if he basically just runs forward, he goes into the future. If he runs back, he goes into the past. And that's how he would kind of hop through history, essentially. And this could fit very well with a theory that's been in the community for, I'd say, a good bulk of the franchise at this point. Is that Saitama is Blast. And this could, how it could facilitate itself. Like Saitama, you know, he's like, I want to fight Blast. He seems like the only guy that would ever pose any real fight for me. So it's like, I want to go back in time to fight him. You know, like back when he was still active, because he's not active and no one knows where he is anyway. So, you know. So it's like, okay, back to the past. He runs, but as he's running, his clothes are being burned off through the, you know, the general speed that he's going. I mean, you tear through, you know, time itself. I mean, not even the frickin' Terminator could keep organic fibers on. So, you know, what was the skin made out of, though? But not a thing. So yeah, he's naked, but as, you know, he's scraping the space-time continuum, it's stimulating his hair follicles again. So he regrows his hair. And once he makes it to the general time period that he's looking for, he's like, good Lord, I'm naked. And then he, you know, he'll scrape up some cash somehow, you know, make a costume similar to what he wears, except the colors won't be the same. We've kind of seen like some vague images of what Blast looks like, So it's kind of like, they have a very similar hero outfit, so it could work very well for that. And then Saitama has to be crushed with the realization of, like, I haven't found Blast, where is he? And then turns out, like, the blast of his entry is why people started calling him Blast. Some stupid thing like that. It's like, Mommy, that's a blast. And I was like, yes, it was. And it's like, what's his name? It's like, he's Blast, Mommy. And it's like, Saitama's just like, whatever. You can call me whatever you want. This is sad. Or something like that. Whatever. Next up is Mental Booster. This one works like, okay, there's been a lull in monster activity, or say this exceeds the point in the series where the monster association is no more or something, and Saitama wants to have a new hobby, learn something new. So he goes to a discount bookstore, he picks up, say, a chemistry book or something out of the bargain bin, and he's like, this could work, something to do. Well, depending, like I said, as chemistry as an example, that would be far past his, intelligence would allow. So he would be extremely frustrated with this. He's not the smartest guy. He barely passed the Hero Association test. But, the written exam. And, so I could see, like, he gets really frustrated in his studies to the point where he starts punching himself in the face. Well, this causes a weird phenomena for his brain, because as some of you may know, like, the height or the rise of, like, concussions in especially football, but other sports as well, it's because your brain is just kind of loosely sitting in your skull. So when you get enough of an impact, your brain starts bouncing around in your skull, causing bruising, which then causes damage to your brain, causing concussions and other long-term effects. Well, for Saitama, because he is, roughly all-powerful on a smaller scale, it causes an evolutionary change in it to where it becomes a superior gray matter that will gain him, like, improved or super intelligence, telepathy, so he'll be like Professor X, he can talk to people from long distances. He'll be like, oh my god, I can save on my phone bill. Or he can gain telekinesis, like Mob from Mob Psycho 100, another one of One's mangas, and something like that, or any possible. I would see him using that. It's like, I don't want to reach the remote. I can't reach the remote. Okay, just whoop right over to him. Something stupid he would use it for. But yeah. Next is a thing I call reality cracking. This one is fairly basic, but it could become extremely complicated depending on his usage of it. Like, during a moment of intense rage or aggravation, he's about, how, like, when people, like, they're like, ugh, and they just kind of, like, put their arm up against a building or something. Well, he was going to essentially just destroy the building. But as he does that, a crack forms before impact, with just hitting the air. Kind of picture Whitebeard's Guragura no Mi. But it's like a distorting reality crack. Like, maybe it breaks open, like, some parts of the space-time continuum. Maybe, hell, that's how he learns time travel, He's like, I understand how to do it now. Something like that. And it's like, he could, like, change up certain aspects of things. Like, maybe he can make Genos actually win. And it's like, you will not break for at least one fight. And he's like, thank you, master. Something stupid like that. It's like, good, he'll stay out of my hair for a while. If I had hair. Now I've made myself sad. But to go along with this train of thought, I'm like, okay, he could essentially, like, open up to new realities, right? Well, what if he opens up a tear in the space-time and he goes to the Marvel Universe, and then he punches Thanos in the face, takes the Infinity Gauntlet, and gains the other powers. He now controls space, time. He's already power. He gains like power over souls, and with his boosted mind, he could utilize the mental or the Mind Stone to greater degrees, and the let's see, what are the other stones? I've already forgetting. Whatever. Anyway, you get the idea. And then he becomes this all-powerful person. He's like, no one will ever, be able to best me except for myself. And then that's when he creates copies of himself. And then he's just endless fighting. And then my madness reigns because April Fools, this was all a lie. Yeah, I juked ya. I mean, it was probably shining through in the cracks somewhere, I'm right, this was just a stupid idea for an April Fool's joke. I wanted to do a real Saitama power-up video, but then, it's really hard to come up with anything that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the most was the utility belt. I thought, Batman, it's like one of the better items that he could get that was somewhat realistic, and then just kind of keep upping the ante, But yeah. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Links down below. And until next time, Keyshlings, roll out.